Welcome back to Antique Coins Information, the channel where history meets treasure. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. coinage to reveal the top 3 most valuable rare Washington quarters that are worth millions of dollars. These aren't your everyday change from the pocket. We're talking about legendary specimens that collectors around the world would pay anything to own. From ultra-rare minting errors to historic gems with tiny survival numbers, get ready to discover the Washington quarters that made coin collecting history. Let's jump right in. Imagine holding a small, ordinary-looking coin in your hand, a coin that millions of people have used for parking meters, vending machines, and everyday purchases, never once stopping to think about its hidden story. The United States of America 1984 D Mint Mark Washington Quarter Dollar is exactly that kind of coin. At first glance, it seems common, almost invisible in the sea of modern change. But when you slow down, when you really look closely, this quarter begins to reveal a fascinating journey through American history, craftsmanship, and the surprising world of coin collecting where even a familiar piece of change can carry unexpected value. The Washington quarter has always been a symbol of national pride. Introduced in the early 1930s to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, it replaced the standing Liberty quarter and quickly became a staple of American currency. By the time 1984 arrived, the Washington quarter was already deeply rooted in daily life. The nation was in the midst of technological growth, cultural change, and economic shifts. Music, fashion, and industry were evolving rapidly, and the coins minted during this period quietly witnessed it all. The 1984 D Mint Mark Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most important minting facilities in the United States. The small letter D on the coin tells a powerful story of origin. It signifies that the coin was produced in Denver, Colorado, a mint known for its high production numbers and consistent quality. Millions upon millions of quarters rolled off the presses that year, destined to circulate across the country. Because of this large mintage, many people assume these quarters are always common and worth only face value. That assumption, however, is not always true. On the front of the coin, George Washington's familiar profile faces left, calm and dignified. This portrait, originally designed by John Flanagan, captures a sense of strength and leadership that reflects Washington's role as the first president of the United States. The word liberty appears boldly above his head, while the phrase "In God We Trust" is placed to the left. The date 1984 rests at the bottom, a simple detail that quietly marks a specific moment in American history. Turning the coin over, the reverse features a powerful eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows in its talons. This image symbolizes strength, readiness, and peace through preparedness. Olive branches accompany the arrows, reminding viewers of balance between power and diplomacy. The words United States of America and quarter dollar frame the design, while the phrase E pluribus unum appears above the eagle. Every detail on this side of the coin was carefully chosen to reflect national values and identity. What makes the 1984 D Washington quarter particularly interesting to collectors is not just its design or history, but the subtle variations and conditions that can dramatically affect its worth. While most examples circulated heavily and show signs of wear, some coins were preserved in exceptional condition. These high-grade specimens are where the true excitement begins for collectors. A quarter that has sharp details, strong luster, and minimal marks can stand out from the rest, transforming it from ordinary change into a desirable collectible. Collectors carefully examine the surfaces of these quarters, looking for clean fields, crisp lettering, and strong strikes. The eagle's feathers, Washington's hair, and the rims of the coin are all key areas that reveal how well the coin was minted and preserved. Even small differences can have a major impact on value. A coin that avoided circulation and was stored safely for decades can look almost as fresh as the day it was minted. Another layer of intrigue comes from minting quirks and errors. While not extremely common, certain errors such as off-center strikes, double details, or unusual surface characteristics can make a 1984 D quarter especially desirable. Error coins add an element of mystery, as they represent moments when the minting process did not go exactly as planned. For collectors, these imperfections are not flaws but unique fingerprints that set one coin apart from millions of others. The The metal composition of the 1984 D Washington quarter is also part of its story. Like modern quarters, it is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, with an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition gives the coin its familiar silver-like appearance while keeping production costs manageable. Although it does not contain precious silver, the craftsmanship and durability of the coin ensure it can last for generations when properly cared for. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. A heavily worn 1984 D quarter that has passed through countless hands will usually hold little more than face value. However, a coin in uncirculated or near perfect condition can attract serious attention. Professional grading services play a crucial role here. When a coin is professionally graded and authenticated, it gains credibility in the marketplace. High grades indicate that the coin has retained its original features and eye appeal, making it far more desirable to collectors. The appeal of the 1984 D Washington quarter also lies in its accessibility. Many collectors enjoy searching through rolls of quarters or old collections, hoping to discover a hidden gem. This sense of treasure hunting keeps the hobby exciting. There is something deeply satisfying about finding a well-preserved coin from everyday change, realizing that it has quietly held its value while passing unnoticed for years. Beyond monetary worth, these quarters connect us to the past. They remind us of the era in which they were minted, the hands they passed through, and the everyday transactions they facilitated. A 1984 quarter might have been used to buy a cup of coffee, make a phone call, or pay a toll. Each scratch and mark tells a story, while pristine examples preserve a moment frozen in time. For investors and collectors alike, understanding the market is essential. Coin values are influenced by demand, rarity, condition, and historical significance. While the 1984 D Washington quarter is not rare in general terms, the finest examples are far scarcer than most people realize. As collectors compete for top-quality pieces, prices can rise significantly, especially for coins that stand out due to exceptional preservation or unique characteristics. Storing and protecting such a coin is also crucial. Proper holders, controlled environments, and careful handling help preserve its condition. Touching the surface with bare fingers can leave oils that damage the finish over time. Serious collectors treat these coins with respect, understanding that preservation is key to maintaining both beauty and value. In the end, the story of the United States of America 1984 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar is a reminder that value is not always obvious. What seems ordinary can become extraordinary when viewed through the lens of history, craftsmanship, and careful preservation. This quarter represents more than just 25 cents. It is a piece of American heritage, a witness to its time, and a symbol of how everyday objects can carry hidden worth. And when this particular coin reaches the highest levels of condition, with stunning detail and remarkable preservation, its value has been known to reach an astonishing amount, climbing all the way to $3,948. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand, the kind most people barely notice as it passes from wallet to cash register, the kind that rattles at the bottom of a drawer or disappears into vending machines. Now imagine that this ordinary-looking coin carries a hidden story, a history rooted in American tradition, minting precision, and collector passion. Today, we are diving deep into one such coin that often goes unnoticed but has captured the attention of serious collectors across the United States and beyond. This is the story of the United States of America 1996 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar, a coin that proves value is not always obvious at first glance. The Washington quarter is one of the most iconic coins in American history. Introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, it was never meant to be a permanent design. Yet, due to its popularity and strong public approval, it became a lasting part of American coinage. By the time 1996 arrived, the Washington quarter had already been circulating for more than 6 decades, becoming a symbol of stability, tradition, and everyday American life. The 1996 P Mint Mark quarter was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most respected mints in the United States. The P Mint Mark indicates its origin, and while Philadelphia once produced coins without mint marks for many years, by this period the P Mint Mark had become standard on quarters. Millions of these coins were struck, intended for daily commerce, never meant to be rare, never meant to be special. And yet, within this massive production, certain examples emerged that would later stand out in extraordinary ways. At first glance, the design of the 1996 Washington quarter appears familiar. On the obverse, George Washington faces left, his profile strong and dignified. The details of his hair, the sharpness of his jawline, and the calm authority in his expression reflect the craftsmanship that has defined American coinage for generations. Above his head appears the word Liberty, while the national motto is placed nearby. The date, 1996, rests clearly below, anchoring the coin firmly in its era. Turn the coin over, and the reverse features the majestic bald eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch. This image symbolizes both strength and peace, values deeply woven into American identity. The details of the feathers, the symmetry of the wings, and the clarity of the inscriptions all contribute to the coin's visual appeal. For most people, this is where the story ends. It is simply a quarter, worth face value, easily spent. But collectors know that condition, strike quality, and rarity within a year can transform an ordinary coin into something remarkable. The true fascination with the 1996 Washington quarter lies in its condition and specific characteristics. While millions were minted, only a very small number survived in exceptional condition. Coins that avoided heavy circulation, scratches, dents, and wear are already uncommon. But beyond that, some coins were struck with extraordinary sharpness, flawless surfaces, and near-perfect luster. These are the coins that collectors search for tirelessly, often examining hundreds or even thousands of quarters to find a single outstanding example. Another factor that elevates the value of this coin is the quality of the strike. Not all coins are struck equally, even when produced in the same year at the same mint. Some coins receive a stronger strike, resulting in sharper details on Washington's hair and clearer feather definition on the eagle. Others may show weakness in certain areas due to worn dies or misaligned strikes. The finest examples of the 1996 quarter display remarkable clarity, with crisp lines and a smooth, reflective surface that seems almost untouched by time. Collectors also pay close attention to errors and anomalies. While the majority of 1996 quarters are standard, a small number exhibit unusual features that increase their desirability. These can include off-center strikes, die cracks, double details, or other minting irregularities. Such errors transform a common coin into a unique piece of history, one that tells a story about the minting process itself. Each era coin is essentially one of a kind, and that uniqueness drives collector demand. The market for Washington quarters has grown significantly over the years. As more people become interested in coin collecting, modern-era coins are gaining attention alongside older classics. Many collectors enjoy the challenge of finding valuable coins still in circulation, and the 1996 quarter fits perfectly into this narrative. It represents the thrill of discovery, the idea that something valuable could be hiding in plain sight. Professional grading plays a crucial role in determining the worth of this coin. Coins that have been carefully preserved and later graded by respected third-party grading services often command much higher prices than ungraded examples. Grading evaluates factors such as surface preservation, strike quality, luster, and overall eye appeal. Only the very best examples of the 1996 Washington quarter achieve top grades, and it is these elite coins that attract serious collectors and investors. The story of this quarter is also a reflection of patience. Many collectors who now own high-grade examples did not find them overnight. They searched through rolls, attended coin shows, traded with other collectors, and studied the subtle differences that separate an average coin from an exceptional one. This dedication is part of what makes coin collecting so rewarding. It is not just about money, but about knowledge, history, and the satisfaction of uncovering something special. In recent years, interest in modern U.S. coinage has surged. Social media, online auctions, and video platforms have introduced a new generation to the world of numismatics. Stories of valuable quarters, pennies, and dimes have inspired people to look more closely at the change they handle every day. The 1996 P. Washington quarter has benefited from this renewed attention, as collectors share their finds and discuss the qualities that make certain examples stand out. It is important to understand that not every 1996 P quarter is valuable. Most are still worth only their face value. The real worth lies in rarity within condition, in coins that represent the absolute best of what was produced that year. These top-tier examples are scarce, and scarcity combined with demand is what drives high values in the coin market. As time passes, the number of pristine 1996 P quarters continues to shrink. Coins are lost, damaged, or worn down through circulation. This natural attrition increases the desirability of surviving high-quality examples. What was once considered a modern coin is slowly becoming a piece of history, representing a specific moment in American minting during the late 20th century. For collectors and enthusiasts, this quarter is a reminder to never underestimate everyday objects. History often hides in the most ordinary places. A coin that once bought a soda or paid a parking meter can later become a prized collectible, admired for its craftsmanship and rarity. The 1996 P. Washington quarter embodies this transformation perfectly. So the next time you come across a quarter dated 1996 with a small P mint mark, take a moment to look at it closely. Examine the details, the shine, the overall condition. While most will be ordinary, a rare few could tell a much bigger story. In the world of coin collecting, knowledge is power, and awareness is the first step toward discovery. For those fortunate enough to own an exceptional example of this coin, its potential can be truly astonishing, with the highest quality specimens reaching a value of $14,000. Imagine holding a simple Washington quarter in your hand, the kind of coin that once passed casually from one palm to another at grocery stores, gas stations, and vending machines across the United States. At first glance, it may look ordinary, almost forgettable. Yet, hidden within its metal surface is a story that stretches across American history, minting precision, collector passion, and unexpected value. Today, we are diving deep into one such coin that has captured the attention of numismatists and everyday people alike: the United States of America 1998 P mint mark Washington quarter dollar. The Washington quarter is one of the most recognizable coins in American currency. First introduced in the early 1930s to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, it quickly became a permanent part of U.S. coinage. By the time the 1998 P quarter was struck, this design had already been a familiar symbol for decades. Yet familiarity does not mean insignificance. In fact, it is often the most common-looking coins that carry the most fascinating stories. The obverse of the 1998 P Washington quarter features the dignified profile of George Washington, facing left, just as he had since the design was standardized. His expression is calm, firm, and timeless, reflecting leadership and endurance. Above his head appears the word liberty, a powerful concept deeply rooted in American identity. To the left is the phrase "In God We Trust," and below rests the date, 1998. Marking the year this coin entered circulation. Now let us talk about that small but very important letter, the P mint mark. This single letter indicates that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most historic mints in the United States. For many years, Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark at all, but by the late 20th century, the P became a proud identifier. The presence of this mark helps collectors trace the coin's origin and often plays a role in determining desirability and value. Turning the coin over reveals the classic reverse design that collectors had known for generations before the state quarters program began later in 1998. An eagle with outstretched wings dominates the center, perched on a bundle of arrows symbolizing strength and readiness, while olive branches below represent peace. Surrounding this imagery are the words United States of America and quarter dollar, along with the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This design speaks quietly but powerfully of national unity. At first, the 1998 P Washington quarter might seem like just another modern coin, minted in large quantities. Millions were produced, intended for everyday use. People spent them without a second thought, tossing them into pockets, jars, and car cup holders. Yet time has a way of separating the ordinary from the extraordinary. As years passed, collectors began to examine these coins more closely, searching for examples that stood apart from the rest. Condition plays a crucial role in the value of any coin, and this is especially true for modern quarters. Most 1998 P quarters entered circulation immediately, where they were exposed to wear, scratches, and environmental damage. Finding one today in pristine condition is far more difficult than many people realize. Coins that were carefully preserved from the moment they left the mint, never exposed to circulation, are in a completely different category. Uncirculated examples, particularly those with strong luster, sharp details, and no visible marks, are highly sought after. When magnified, the surfaces of these coins reveal the fine craftsmanship of the minting process. The hair details on Washington's portrait, the feathers on the eagle's wings, and the crisp edges of the lettering all matter. Even the smallest imperfection can affect desirability. Another important factor is strike quality. Not all coins are struck equally, even when produced at the same mint. Some 1998 P quarters show exceptional strikes, where the design elements are bold and fully formed. Others may appear softer or weaker in certain areas. Collectors and grading professionals pay close attention to these differences, as they can significantly influence a coin's standing. Grading is the process by which a coin's condition is evaluated and assigned a numerical score. Professional grading services examine coins under controlled conditions, assessing factors like surface preservation, luster, strike, and eye appeal. High-grade coins from the modern era are surprisingly rare, because so many were handled carelessly before anyone thought to save them. This is where the story of the 1998 P Washington quarter becomes truly exciting. In exceptional cases, when a coin achieves an extraordinarily high grade, it enters a realm that most people never associate with modern pocket change. These top-tier examples are not just coins, they are benchmarks, representing the finest known specimens of their kind. Collectors compete fiercely for such pieces. Auctions featuring high-grade modern quarters often attract intense interest, driving prices upward as enthusiasts recognize how difficult it is to find another example of similar quality. Each coin becomes a kind of time capsule, preserving the exact moment it was struck, untouched by the wear of daily commerce. Era varieties can also add intrigue to the 1998 P quarter. While not extremely common, certain minting anomalies such as off-center strikes, doubled elements, or unusual planchet issues can elevate a coin's appeal. These errors serve as reminders that even in highly advanced minting operations, small imperfections can slip through, creating unique collectibles. Beyond technical details, there is an emotional aspect to collecting coins like this. Many people discover valuable quarters in inherited collections, old rolls saved by parents or grandparents, or even forgotten jars of change. The realization that an everyday object might be worth far more than its face value is thrilling. It connects the past to the present in a very personal way. The 1998 P Washington quarter also occupies an interesting place in history. It represents the final chapter of the classic eagle reverse design before the launch of the state quarters program, which would revolutionize coin collecting in America. As such, it stands at the crossroads between tradition and innovation, making it especially meaningful to collectors who appreciate transitional periods. For those new to coin collecting, this quarter serves as a powerful lesson. Value is not always about age alone. Rarity, condition, demand, and historical context all play critical roles. A coin does not need to be centuries old to be valuable. Sometimes, it simply needs to be extraordinary within its category. As you look through your own change, you might be tempted to dismiss modern coins as insignificant. But the story of the 1998 P Washington quarter proves that careful attention can reveal hidden treasures. Under the right circumstances, a simple quarter can transform into a prized collectible, admired for its beauty, condition, and place in numismatic history. Now, as promised, we come to the moment everyone waits for. In the highest grades and under exceptional conditions, this remarkable modern quarter has reached a value of $13,883.